Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam Malaysia Madani. First of all, we would like to say thank you to the organizer to accepting our paper in International Conference on Islam and Global Issues 2024, and our paper is entitled Unveiling, Discord, Exploring Communication Challenges in Polygamous Families Among Malaysian Muslims. Our paper ID is 156. Before we start that, let me introduce the main author for this paper is Encik Zulkarnain Mazlan. Encik Zulkarnain is senior lecturer in Faculty of Communication and Media Studies, UiTM Shah Alam. I am Asma Maisa and the presenter for this paper. And also the co-author is Associate Professor Professional Technology Zulkifli Abdul Latif as a co-author for this study. Okay, this is the content that I'm going to cover, which is introduction, objective, research methodology, finding and discussion, and last but not least is conclusion. Okay, this is the background of these works is actually to examine and comprehend the difficulties and obstacles encountered by families engaged in polygamy with a particular focus on the realm of family communication. Polygamy as defined by Zitzer MK 2020 is the practice of being married to multiple spouses simultaneously. The most common manifestation of polygamy are polygyny, where several wives share a husband, and polyandry, where multiple husbands share a wife. Legalization of same-sex marriage could also lead to the emergence of alternative kinds of polygamy, and consistent with Surah An-Nisa verses 3, there is no doubt that Islamic law permits polygamy. However, it's limits to a maximum of 4 contemporaneous wives at one time. Let me share the multifactorial reason why a husband or a man decided to engage in polygamy. First is due to love, companionship, stability, security, economic resources, eradicate poverty, and reproduction issues. Last but not least is societal considerations such as public image. The objective of this study is to analyze the problems and obstacles encountered by polygamous families, especially in the realm of family communication among polygamous households in Malaysia. This study also examines dynamics of communication within a polygamous family, specifically focusing on the interactions between children and the father, second wife, the husband and his first wife, stepbrother and stepsisters, and the first wife and or the second wife. The third objective is the investigation also conducted to examine the interpersonal dynamic among husband, wife, co-wife, and the children. The investigation into various types of relationship also encompasses the examination of the dynamic inside each family member's interaction. The method of this study is qualitative research, and our informant is small, and we're using purposely sampling, which is we are targeting the family that practice polygamous, Muslims family only, and then we use snowball technique in order for us to capture the target sample. And then in order for us to capture the data from the informant that we have been identified, through snowball technique, we developed the semi-structured interview. The reason being that we use semi-structured interview is to allow the interactive communication between the interviewer and also the informant. Then we learned from the informant the information conveyed by informant to us, and then we captured, and then we follow up with the next question to dig more information about the problem issues among the families we need. And then, of course, we are focused on family communication domain only, and we develop 5 themes, which is first, communication issues between children and their father who has second wife. Second theme is communication issues between children and their stepmother, the father's wife. The third theme is communication issues between husband and first wife. Fourth is communication issues between stepbrother and sisters. Fifth is communication issues between the first wife and the second wife. And then we try our best effort to employ the the natural setting of this interview. And then based on the snowball technique, we managed to capture 6 informants, which is consists of first informant is male, age 34. He is a medical doctor. Second informant is female. He is the assistant general manager, age 49. Third informant is male, age 41. His occupation is actor. Fourth informant is female as a manager, age 51. And fifth informant is a male, age 47. He is a lecturer. And last informant is female, age 43, which is clerk. Alright, this is the finding. Number one is the informant number one. Communication issues between children and their father who has second wife. What actually based on the interview, we discovered that the children expect the father play with them, learn and push them, bonding, show affection and give them attention. However, the finding is not the same as the children expected from the father. The finding is, of course, the children has communication issues and they don't trust the father. They have a trust deficit towards the father because of the father give excuses, spend a lot of time with the other family, and they feel neglected, feel unappreciated because of the father has limited time, quality time with them, and they also discovered that the father show lack of responsibilities to the first family. This is about the first informant. And then the second informant, this is about the communication issues between children and their stepmother, the father-wife. This informant is a female, age 49 years old. This informant expected the father married to the stepmother is to be a companion to the father, taking care of the father needs, such as the makan pakai the father. And then, however, the finding is that one day the children always play with the handphone. They don't care about whose handphone is that, who own the handphone. So sudden that one day her nephew managed to get the handphone of the stepmother and read the SMS between the stepmother and to her relative. And then she discovered that the stepmother sent SMS to stepmother relative that I married Haji Yassin intending to acquire his wealth and assets. Of course, when the nephew told the informant, of course, she got pissed off and subsequently confronted the father to divorce the stepmom. So the relationship became tense between the father, the informant, and also the stepmother. So because of the father did not want to divorce the stepmom, she decided to live separately. She ran a house in the KL and did not return to hometown even during the Hari Raya. This is the impact of the SMS that she discovered through the nephew. All right. The third finding is communication issues between husband and his first wife. The expectation from the wife is to gain love and trust are fundamental in their marriage. And expect the husband to be transparent to her and respect and care and grow all together. However, the finding is that the husband experience very difficult to maintain a fairness to the wife, both wife, first wife and second wife, after he engaged to the second marriage. The husband gave many excuses. Trust deficits happen towards the husband by the wife, especially the first wife. Communications between the wife and the husband is only limited to important things that involve the children only, not more than that. This is the relationship also, it's not healthy between these two, husband and wife, the first wife. The fourth finding is communication issues between stepbrother and sisters. Okay, this is the real life of experience of informant 4. When she has the big family, she expected to play and grow together with the family members, including the biological siblings and also the stepbrother and sister siblings. So informant has a big family members consists of from her parents' previous marriages. The finding is that the informant shared with us that during her childhood is very difficult because the father has a small salary, unable actually to cater large family expenses. She has 5 siblings with the father and mother. her mother. However, according to informant 4, she has always been accused by the stepbrothers and sisters that the father stealing the mother from their father. The informant 4 reluctant actually to answer our question because of it could be due to the past experience, and many questions remain unanswered and she remains silent when we ask the question. So based on this, we are of the view that she has a very unpleasant or unfavorable experience in the past, especially during the childhood. Okay, the finding informant number 5 is the theme is communication issue between the first wife and the second wife. This is case number 1. Expectation set by the first wife is that polygamy has a negative stigma and often unfair belief that a society or group of people have about polygamy. In the early phase, the relationship between first wife and second wife is very cold and difficult. And slowly, the first wife accept and face the situation. Both first and second wife are professional. They are both lecturers. And the husband also lecturers. So the finding is that the husband decided that family resided in the same area and the same taman due to this easy to manage the two families. Communication between first wife and second wife limit to the topic that relate to their profession, and then try their best level to avoid personal conversation. However, slowly the relationship between first and second wife become better and they take care of each other. And this is the comment from the first wife. She said that I am grateful to the individual who provided care for me during my period of confinement. Benefit of parental support because of she don't have any father and mother. So the co-wife is help her during the confinement. And then for case number 2, the first wife is the clerk. So she expect that the husband loyal to her, expect the husband to appreciate her for 40 years of marriage. However, the finding that she feel betrayed. Husband did not come to their house at all. Husband gave too many reasons and excuses, and the husband does not provide external and internal sustenance to her. And then the first wife become jealous and emotional unstable. So this is the another coin of the experience by the case number 2. She said that I experienced feeling of envy when the husband posted affectionate photograph of the couples, between the husband and the new family on social media. I am the initial spouse. I aspire to be more than simply the initial spouse. I aspire to not only be initial spouse but also sole spouse, so that she expected that the husband loyal to her forever. But eventually, it is not the reality for her family. Okay, in conclusion, in Islam, polygamy is permitted and men are allowed to have a maximum of 4 wives simultaneously according to a certain condition set by the Sharia law. Polygamy was a prevalent practice before an advent of Islam and was not abolished when the arrival of Islam. Rather, Islam has rectified and established several requirements for its implementation. The notion of polygamy was allowed in Islam, but it was restricted to a maximum of 4 spouses. Failure to communicate well can cause negative effect on all family members, including strained relationship, tense, hostility, mental health, emotional instability, stress, depression, and so on. In conclusion, the study found that fairness and love are 2 elements that are very difficult to measure and quantify. Only those who have knowledge, faith, and obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are able to undergo the test given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands all of us to always communicate nicely to other people, including family members, as cited in Surah An-Nahl, verse 1 to 5. Qala Allahu ta'ala, ud'u ila sabili rabbika bil hikmah wal mau'izatil hasanah wajadiluhum billati hiya ahsan. Inna rabbaka huwa a'lamu biman dhalla an sabilih wa huwa a'lamu bil muhtadin. Meaning, invite to the way of your Lord with wisdom and good instruction, and argue with them in a way that is best. Indeed, your Lord is most knowing of who was straight from his way, and he is most knowing who he is. With that, we conclude this presentation that communication is vital to establish and to further spur healthy family in the family unit. Thank you very much, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.